Hey guys, welcome. So, the path of contact. So, last night I had another contact experience, a very powerful kind of astral experience where I was focusing on the idea of what would it be like if a Pleiadian, like a beautiful Pleiadian female, manifested in my room, as opposed to like a hybrid grey. Because I was thinking about how spooky it is, like if a grey being suddenly appeared in my room in the middle of the night. However, I was like pondering the idea, like if like a Pleiadian, like a beautiful Pleiadian female, like manifested in my room, would I freak out in the same way? And this was after doing a lot of work on this series through the day, doing thumbnails and writing some posts and stuff. And lo and behold, not physically, I didn't see anyone, but interdimensionally, I started to feel like the presence of what I believe was most likely a Pleiadian due to the thoughts I was having before, but a female extraterrestrial consciousness like manifested in my room, like very powerfully, because it really activated my heart. I could feel like this kind of magnetic energizing in my heart chakra, and just this intense feeling of unconditional love and I guess kind of bliss. And like it was a really profound and amazing experience. And so this got me thinking about how contact is a path to awakening. Like it created this awakening space within me during the experience, and of course it has done many times over the years. I often call my contact experiences contact stroke awakening experiences. And actually after my first experience of this in 2009, I was so blown away by this realization that I was directly connected to infinite, that I was like a soul having a human experience, and my natural state was kind of this intense bliss, ecstasy, joy and vibrant aliveness, and that I was an eternal immortal consciousness that could ultimately never be harmed. Like to me, I was like kind of like, well, wow, it's amazing to know that the ETs are real, to have had this experience, but like really, like it's far more profound and far more powerful and like far more amazing, this realization that we are infinite, eternal, immortal bliss beings of and like soul consciousness having an earth experience. It's because kind of the idea that the ETs are just coming here in like tin cans in like metal ships from another planet, if it was just that, it'd be interesting, but it's not kind of as amazing as the realization that you are an infinite, eternal, immortal soul from a higher dimension incarnated into a physical body. And you create your own reality, and all this experience we have around us is a complete dream and a complete illusion. Ultimately, not denying it, it's beautiful, but like it is just a projection of our consciousness. And so it became very clear to me that this was way more profound and way more important than the fact that we are not alone. And so I feel that this is the message the ETs are bringing to us. This is the reason they're here. And they've said this a lot, we're here to assist you through this shift. We're here to assist you through this shift into 5D or fourth density, if we like to call it that. We're here to, if we use ancient terminology, we could say they're here to help us attain self-realization or discover the true nature within ourselves, find enlightenment, find salvation, find awakening. And so this is why they're here. And what I've become very clear over my path over these years is how my path to awakening, my path to self-realization is through contact with the ETs. For there are as many paths as there are as many ways up the mountain as there are people. And so everyone has to find their own path, and this is the idea of following our highest excitement, moment to moment, to the best of our ability. The ETs are putting us in touch with our own path. By following our excitement, following our passion, we're finding our way onto our own spiritual path, back home, back to source, back to self-realization, back to awakening, into our true nature, our true state, this kind of higher dimensional, infinite, eternal self that we also desire to reconnect with, whether we're consciously aware of it or not. And so through the contact experience, whether it's telepathic channeling, whether it's seeing ships in the skies, or whether it's having physical experiences aboard the ships, or whether it's having like it's having an I'm connecting with it, I think Russell Brand, he don't speak note like this, but something like this down south, doesn't he? And because he made a post said, are aliens the new religion? And well, they're definitely not the new religion. You know, they warn against this, about dogmatizing it and saying everyone has to follow this path and do what we say and all this nonsense. But if you view religion as a path to self-realization, a path to reconnecting with your true nature, which ultimately all religions are in their source, then you could kind of call it a religion, even though I'm very hesitant to say that, because everyone's going, he's starting a cult, he's trying to start a new religion. No, I'm not. I'm trying to put you in touch. I mean, it's up to you. I mean, you can do what you want. I'm not trying to do anything to you, but I'm trying to suggest to you that, like, if you wish to, like, awaken, if you wish to understand what enlightenment is, what self-realization is, what the shift to fourth density, fifth dimensional consciousness is, what awakening is, what ascension is, what this deeper aspect of our own consciousness is that is way, way, way more amazing than the normal human physical experience by octaves, by indescribable amounts, then you can discover this by discovering your own path, your own path back home, by following your own excitement, following your own joy, following your own bliss, following your own passion, and this puts you on your own path. And if within that you find part of your passion, part of your highest excitement is to follow the path of contact, is to make contact with extraterrestrials, then this is a very powerful and a very profound way that we can reconnect with our higher consciousness. Because every time we have these experiences, whether it be telepathic, channeling, ships in the skies, a physical contact experience aboard the ships, or an interdimensional experience like I had last night, we're getting tastes of this higher dimension of consciousness. We merge auric fields, we merge energetic fields with the extraterrestrial beings, and in their presence it naturally raises our frequency, it naturally activates our chakras, it naturally activates our higher consciousness, takes us into our higher self, and enables us to have direct experiences of our connection to source, states of oneness, our divine self beyond all form, yet within all form, nothing and everything simultaneously, and all these kind of experiences. And over time we begin to, the human self just begins to fall away, begins to dissolve. The mind-based self that's just a load of thoughts based on what we pick up from society begins to fall away, begins to dissolve, and we begin to remember our infinite, eternal, immortal bliss bodies. And this is the path of contact, and this is one path to self-realization, one of as many paths as there are people on earth. So this is the path of contact, and if this is your highest excitement, and if you're wondering, thinking, is this my path? Well, if you've watched 31 days of videos on this course, it's probably a big part of it. Peace, love, light, and Shivai.